It has one of the greatest opening lines of any novel that I have read. This tiny little book can contain something of that size. It's not the writer's job to restrain the viewer's imagination. Basically taught me the importance of having strong characters in sci-fi. Okay, hello everyone. I just thought I will make a quick short video ranking my favorite sci-fi books. I'm feeling very tired today, so I am probably not going to take the time to sit in front of the camera and do multiple cuts and then do editing and all that. So I will be reading large parts from the script that I wrote this morning. So science fiction is not exactly my cup of tea. The kind of imagination and visualization that it demands is not something that my brain is able to perform.
I know this take doesn't exist.
As a result, most science fiction books that I read quickly slip out of hand and I find myself barely hanging on, getting frustrated, desperately trying to work out what's going on. I think reading sci-fi is a kind of skill that one needs to develop. The more sci-fi you read, the better you get at reading sci-fi. So how many sci-fi books have I read? I have read a total of 3 sci-fi books, and I know that's not much, but on the bright side, it means that this is going to be a very short video. And if you have read these 3 books among all the other sci-fi books that you've read, I would be thrilled to know your ranking, so put that down in the comments. At number 3, it's Neuromancer by William Gibson. This is considered to be one of the most foundational pieces of sci-fi literature. It has inspired films like The Matrix, which is one of my favorite sci-fi films, which is one of my favorite films of all time. It introduced the concept of cyberspace. When the book was written, the term cyberspace didn't exist. As you will see if you read this book, it means something very different from the cyberspace that we know today. So this book is a constant, unrelenting thriller, and I thoroughly enjoyed the dark, dystopian, fascinating world that William Gibson has built so effortlessly. It has one of the greatest opening lines of any novel that I have read. The sky above the port was the color of television tuned to a dead channel. It's the opening line for the entire world that the author is going to build in the next few pages. So this line is just so good. The book, however, was kind of a little hard for me to follow. It is one of those books that I probably need to read at least a couple of times to really understand what's going on. And in a world with fewer books, I would probably have done that. But at this point in time, I already have a long waiting list of books to read, so I will probably just move on. This is the first book in the Sprawl trilogy, but I'm not really keen on reading the other 2. The characters in this book are, weak. There's just one character called Molly that I really liked. But otherwise, all the other characters in the book are a little... Number 1 on the list is this book called Rendezvous with Rama by Arthur C. Clarke. This book blew my mind. The way Mr. Clarke is able to conjure such a magnificently detailed picture of Rama, the mysterious interstellar object on which the story is based, is nothing short of spectacular. I think a significant part of the craft of sci-fi writing is to be able to ensure that the reader is on the same page, that they get the details of your imaginary world the way you intend them to for the purposes of the story. Mr. Clarke is a true master of his craft, especially in this regard. His writing shows that he cares for even the lowest rung of amateur sci-fi readers like me, who lose interest very quickly if they don't feel solid and confident about the way they are visualizing the author's world. So if there's this constant doubt in your head that okay, he's probably trying to say this, so then you're reading with that seed of doubt in your mind that I might misunderstand something that is going to happen later, right? Because you're not clear about what is currently being said, because you're not clear about the picture now. Does this happen to you? It happens to me a lot. The clarity and precision with which Mr. Clarke is able to convey the sheer size and scale of Rama is incredible. It actually feels weird that this tiny little book can contain something of that size. I mean, that's probably a very stupid way to put it. Like books can contain whole worlds, but what I'm trying to get at is that the author really drives home the point of the sheer size of Rama exceedingly well. Like, you will be in awe of how gigantic, and it's not very big, it's smaller. The ship is definitely much smaller than the earth. It's only a few kilometers across. His description just helps you visualize so clearly what he's talking about. He leaves nothing open-ended. He ensures that you get it. Like the sheer clarity with which he explains it and ensures that you understand what is there inside the spaceship, how it is there inside the spaceship, how the spaceship works and all that is just amazing. You don't feel lost, you don't feel scared that did I miss out on something that will compromise my understanding of what is coming next. To get a layman like me to understand that it just blew my mind. So one may argue that it's not the writer's job to restrain the viewer's imagination, and many people might actually prefer the fuzziness of a Neuromancer versus the clarity of Rendezvous with Rama. But that's not me. I need the author to help me see and visualize very clearly what he's trying to say. That said, the ending of this book did not really satisfy me. There are more books in the Rama series, but I'm not too keen on reading them right now, although I would love to read more of Arthur C. Clarke's works, because I have fallen in love with his writing and his ability to make the reader feel safe and in control in a completely imaginary world that he's building. For me, that is a very important quality in a good sci-fi writer. So when I was reading this book 2 years ago, I was thinking that no wonder nobody has made this into a movie, because it is virtually impossible to show what Arthur C. Clarke has described in this book. The only person who would probably do justice to bring the author's vision with as much accuracy as possible to the screen is this person right here. And this person is a true master in showing scale and proportion in a film. Like, if you've seen some of his films, you will understand that he can literally make you feel how big or how small something is. And today I found out that the movie is in fact being made, and it's being made by Denis Villeneuve himself. So I'm very happy. And talking of Mr. Villeneuve, at number two we have another seminal piece of science fiction literature, Dune. This book is a masterclass in world building and I loved it. The only thing I did not like was the fact that the book was too long and I took too long to finish it and I kept losing interest in the middle. But that is probably my fault because I read this book 2 years ago and at that time my reading muscle was not as strong as it is today. And then the movies came and that really put things back in perspective. Then I was able to look back on the book which I had only recently read. In fact, the truth is that I picked up Dune because I read that Denis Villeneuve was about to make a movie. So I wanted to finish the book because before the movies were out. The movies have definitely helped me go back and appreciate the book from a much sharper perspective. So Dune has a fantastic set of characters and the characters are just as rich as the world Frank Herbert has built in this book. So Dune basically taught me the importance of having strong characters in sci-fi, because sci-fi anyway is kind of hard to wrap your head around, and if you have strong characters, the characters tend to keep you anchored to the plot and give you some help in following the plot better. Of the 3 books, all 3 of them have sequels. Dune is actually the one where I wanted to read the sequels. And when I found out that there are 23 more books in the series, I decided to stop right here after the first book. So that's it, that's my ranking of the 3 sci-fi books that I have read. If you have read these 3 books, I would absolutely love to know your ranking. If there are any sci-fi books that you really enjoyed reading and you think I should also give them a read, then please write the name in the comments below. I would love to read them. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And I'll see you in the next one.